Hello!
And that's enough of that. Alright. Okay. I'm done. Okay. Let's just, okay. Okay. Hey there, Paramaniacs. Why can't we get a good Superman game? What eludes game developers to where we just can't get a good Superman game? They got Spider-Man right, they got Batman right. What is going on? Why is it that the best Superman game we have is based on the third best Superman movie?
Saron, si Puzan, Torkant Cosmolut.
Heck yeah, third best. Superman 2, Superman 1, Superman Returns. Third best, totally. I know. If it's any consolation, though, the game we're talking about today is probably the closest thing we have to a superhero simulator. So, we may not get a good Superman game, but at least we have this. Get your capes ready, because today we are looking into Megaton Rainfall. Let's blaze into this. Megaton Rainfall is made by a Spanish indie studio known as Pentadimensional Games for PC, PS4, and PSVR. This game has been in development since 2012 and only just got released last year. There was an Oculus Rift version planned, but it hasn't come out yet for some reason. For the record, I'm playing the PC version. Honestly, despite the fact that being totally immersed in a superhero fantasy sounds incredible, I have no interest in the VR version of this game for reasons I'll get to later. The game starts out with you meeting your interdimensional father, who's a box. Yeah, Box Dad. Anyway, Box Dad explains to you that aliens known only as the Intruders are wreaking havoc on Earth and grants you special powers to defeat them. As you continue to deter the alien invasion, you'll be granted more powers. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about these alien attacks. The alien invasions are really your only taste of combat in this game, and boy is it awkward. This game takes a lot of inspiration from the Superman Returns video game, in which you don't have a health bar, but instead your objective is to minimize casualties in the city. Casualties in the city result in the city's health bar depleting, and you have to restart from a checkpoint. Every enemy has a glowing red weak point that instantly destroys them, which can also minimize casualties. This sounds pretty simple, but it can actually get really difficult due to how the game controls. Everything feels very floaty, and your character can only roll to a stop, making getting a clean hit on an intruder more difficult than it needs to be. After a while, you kind of adapt to these clunky physics, but most of the time it doesn't really feel like you're getting better at the combat as much as it feels like you're just getting better at working around the game's own shortcomings. If you look at it from the perspective of a superhero in training, it does make sense though that everything would be a bit wonky, and you'd have to learn how to harness your own powers, and that's sort of a good meta way of looking at it, but I'm just going to put this down as an oversight in gameplay. Honestly, just having a melee attack would make the combat feel so much more refined and so much more natural. As I mentioned a while back, as you progress through the game, you are granted more powers to better combat the intruders. These powers start out simple, like the ability to stop time for a short period, or what I can only describe as a Kamehameha. But after a few run-ins with the intruders, you're granted the ability to explore the entire known universe. From here, you're given another objective. Search the universe for monoliths and destroy them before the intruders can find them. After this, the game either devolves into exploring the empty vacuum of space and seeing what you can find, which is usually nothing, or mindlessly following an objective marker to the next monolith to listen to its cryptic message before blowing it up. Rinse, repeat. Megaton Rainfall is an ambitious game, but that's really all it is. It's the closest thing we can get to living out our childhood fantasies of being like Superman or Goku, But honestly, I wouldn't advise this game being played with PSVR, or if they ever put out the Oculus Rift one, that too. Because I can see the combat and some of the motion just giving you such motion sickness. The game is unique and technically impressive, but I just can't recommend it for the $15 they're asking for. If you like this video, then please leave a like down below and possibly become a pyromaniac yourself by subscribing. Goodbye, and stay nerdy, my friends.